Let's drop in. The galaxy is quiet into the helmeted. The figure steps out of the darkness, the cradling a little green enigma. The internet upside down, yes, and talk about it, the Mandalorian and Grogu. And now that the little green dude is about to make the leap onto the big screen, the Mandalorian and Grogu. Yep, the title doesn't exactly scream about the epic breakthrough, but we'll get there. What I want to do right now is pull this apart. The trailer, the show that is the birthed this, and what all this mean for fandom and the film, because we live in the world where even the launch break memes have the lifespans. And this franchise is trying to stay alive. And picture this. When the Mandalorian hit the title, the small screen. It felt fresh, a western in the space, a lone hunter the armor, a mission that should have been won and done. And then the twist, the child, Grogu, a 30-something-year-old baby Yoda, looked like a who stole hearts. Mercy show us and the memes. Look, the Wikipedia is that he didn't just accompany our hero. He changed the tone of the show. The armor just stopped it. And being just armor. The gun wasn't just a gun back in the carrier babies pushed into the dimensional territory. The show they managed to treat action plus and the monster fights and the space the weirdness plus the hero there for a while. But now the trailer for the film. And here's where I raised my eyebrow. Because the trailer says, you're back in the Star Wars, great, but also the whispers the with the same fight you. And the cinema streams for years. And what that, my friend, is the problem. Because if you promise cinema, is you better deliver the cinema. If you say the big screen experience that the TV level spectacle and just want to cut it. And yes, the people are already pointed to us. So last thing, the list is the ingredients they have, but also the catches what they have. The Mandalorian himself, our helmeted protagonist. We don't establish it. Emotional bond, the Grogu. That's gold. And Grogu, the pop culture divide, he's no sidekick. He's phenomenon. The Wikipedia, the promise of cinema, of fresh scope, new location, bigger stakes, and the king we want to avoid the feeling. A one of the ones to believe because even you are the cynical, you still want the good Star Wars at the risk. And what the trailer the signals. The scale, the feels familiar, the TV episode, but longer is scary when you want the film. Yes, the Grogu is still the meme baby, and the merchandise icon. But what about the character growth? If he stays the same, they cue the alien forever, we're in the trouble. Nostalgia trap. Yes, the show fed on the Star Wars nostalgia, and that's fine. But a film has to go beyond nostalgia, or you'll end up the wide and format over the one service. And the fandom the figure, too many spin-offs, too many expanded universe, breadcrumbs, when the trailer feels like we're just continuing the streaming shows in the theater seat, then hype drops. Here's a thought. The Mandalorian and Grogu appearing was compelling because it's balanced a simple quest with a relational depth. The protective figure, the child with the mysterious powers, the outsider hero on the run, the classic but fragment, it's the hints at the same setup, maybe with the bigger set pieces, but I didn't see the inner conflict, the ground, and we couldn't do this on this TV because we needed more than just the breakouts and callbacks to look it safe. Let me drop another line. The Grogu was adorable enough to buy you in, but adorable cannot buy you a blockbuster. Boom! Is that there's the huge and the heart of the issue. A film needs risk. It needs stakes. The show sometimes had it the trailer, show promise, but also the casual. Also to consider this. When you jump from the streaming to cinema, you're not just increasing the resolution. You're increasing the expectation. The loot must be louder. The quiet must be bigger, and if the trailer the whispers but is bigger, and then the film might the roar or the echo. And yes, I know the fans love the show, but some of the best reviewers audience, including the critical drinker, have already been asking, is the Mandalorian still enough to Star Wars? Because that question looms large. If the franchise is sliding, if the big screen hopes are high, then this film is not just a movie, it's a test. Let's break the show with the film the dynamic is down the further on the side down. The Mandalorian season 1 or 3 gave us the episodic adventure with connective tissue. It worked because the less was more at times. The Grogu powers were the mysterious. His growth wasn't the slow burn, the mentor child, the bond was real, and the quiet moments, the felt earned. The show the lineage is streaming to freedom. You couldn't breathe between the fights, you could linger, and you're rare in the blockbusters. On the film side, what could happen, we ask, is what might go wrong. It could happen the Mandalorian finally loses his way, and the armor cracks, the Grogu steps into the his power or reject it, and new villain emerges. Big sacrifice, mention the payoff, could go wrong. It relies on the pulling on the Grogu's goodness. It's the restless that we plots and it keeps the status the quo safe. It leans too much on the unearned and not enough story. From the trailer, I saw the glimpses of the new roles but still asking, why does the Dinjarin is a cure? What's the change? And what's the stake that we haven't just seen because without the real stakes? But big screen the tagline is just the marketing. Right is the let's touch the cultural context for a second. Our generation, the Z-ers and the near Z-ers. Ilya is the way of the grow up with fandoms in the beginning of more than what they couldn't achieve. And the franchise is promising. The next big thing and streaming the specials. Bonus is the features and the spin-offs. We are jaded. We crave the meaning, uniqueness, voice. We feel the band sometimes is safe. The Mandalorian had the voice. The trailer for the film risks feeling like let's keep selling what works instead of the let's make the what's matter. But and today, not contact the jungle. It matters more than ever. Also, you know the Grogu is more than cute. Here's the metaphor: teeny being with big power standing between the survival and explosions. The same code to be said for the franchise. Small idea, big responsibility. Here's the trick. If the film treats Grogu like an asset, the code is pun is then ironically the functional universe, the mirror the real one, less the mimic the property, skip the risk, and the fans smell that. They always do. So where does the leave us? I will say I'm the curiously optimistic because Ellen thought the trailer didn't knock me out of my seat and foundation is there. The question is, will the film raise the foundation or just build the sideways? If they go for the emotional divide, if Dean loses something, if Grogu comforts what his power means, if side the creators and the characters to face consequences. We are in for something satisfying. If they go for spectacle only, we'll leave theaters say nice, but it's kind of what I already watch on Disney Plus. A closing thought: we are at a fork in the galactic road. The film couldn't be in the spark that says, yeah, Star Wars still matters. Or it could be moment the franchise whispers. We are the connect is the with streaming era safety. And as a viewer, as someone who's the invested, I chose the former. I hope the film fires something up because we have been waiting for the big moment. I don't know, not just for the Mandalorian, not just for Grogu, but for the galaxy to feel alive again. And here your last line: galaxies may explode, but the real impact is lines left behind.